So what's your best investment advice for new residents and attending physicians just starting their practice?
Yeah, this is going to sound like self-help seminar, but I tell people work on the mindset thing, and that's you can just kind of make a decision. Yeah, I'm going to do this. But get educated, which means find out about real estate or something else. If it's not real estate, but find out about it, see what you might or might not like, and then go hang around with people that are doing this. Because if you're talking about residents and attendings, they're in the hospital, they're talking to nurses, patients, and each other. And usually the conversation is around medicine, as it should be. We should be focusing on treating patients to the best of our ability. You get around somebody that's trying to grow a real estate portfolio, the conversations are going to be a lot different. You're going to get ideas, you're going to get excitement, motivation, maybe somebody to invest with, maybe somebody to invest in your deals. It will give you that adrenaline shot and that boost, and you'll also learn things you didn't know you needed to learn. A lot of us, we don't know what we don't know, and so unless you're exposed to it, you're not going to understand. Like I mentioned before, people will often say, well, I don't want to buy a single family home because I don't want to deal with toilets and tenants. There's an easy answer for that. And so you just may not know it. So start getting around people, and then, you'll find what excites you, what you like, what you think's going to make you money, whatever, something that you want to, kind of do something, and then, get in there. There's no better teacher than when you got some money on the line. And another bit of advice or suggestion I try to tell folks is, if you're not sure with the person you're investing with or the deal you're doing, try to go in small, because if things go bad, and they will at some point, if things go bad, your loss will be small, but the size of the lesson is the same size. And so, once you start learning your lessons, you start getting some hours behind you and some experience, and you can start seeing some of those things before they happen. You become a better and better investor, and then, be patient, or use what I call active patience, meaning, you can't force nature, you can't force compounding to go faster.
Yeah.
But you can always be looking for that next deal. So you got to stay in the market, whatever your market is, and allow the compounding to do its thing, but do your best to add to that so that the critical mass gets larger and larger, and it'll grow faster.
Awesome. Wonderful value add for the new, I call them the new kids on the block.
The first question is, how do I do what you did? Well, okay, you got a couple hours, you go make a bunch of mistakes is what you do. That's how I got where I am, and good partners and things like that. So it's a teamwork deal. You do a lot better with a team, whatever that team is.
Awesome. You're talking about team right now. As I'm rounding up today, how do you gather your team as a physician investor in real estate?
In part, same way I just talked about, is getting around people that do things. Yeah. Okay. You and I might be at a real estate meetup. Those are free. You can
just like we did a few years back.
Exactly.
In Dallas at the family office club that you were talking about. Yeah.
So we're at Richard Wilson's deal. So if you're at one of those things, maybe you're new and you're young and you bought a ticket or something, you wanted to go, but I'd say, I've got my accountant just doesn't help me. Do you know anybody that's got any good accountants that can help me? Or gee, I'd love to find some duplexes. Do you know any brokers? That's how you do it. You start asking people that are doing it.
Yeah.
They're not all going to be right the first time, but that's how you find them by try to tap people that already have a good team. Ask them who they would use. I'm constantly referring the folks in my mastermind to good attorneys and good brokers and things like that. So I ask around and do the best I can to try to pick good people. And over time, the team sticks, and it takes a while. Sometimes it takes a few years, and your team has to change too. Over time, you may need different types of attorneys, securities attorneys and others, things like that, asset protection attorneys, stuff like that. So your team will continue to grow.
Awesome. My final question will be about your book. There are tons of information in your book, and when I look at the various topics that you talked about, you talked about several. It's like it's a map. It's a 9-year thing. You dealt with not only real estate, you also dealt with the mind, the attitude, the everything, and the which part of it is your favorite?
Yeah, I wrote that. It wasn't my idea to write the book. Somebody suggested, hey, you ought to write a book. So I did it fully to provide hope and guidance to people that wanted to create their version of their best life, right? So, I felt that I was lucky to be where I was. So, and I mean, if I can do it, anybody listen to this can do it, and probably better than I did. So, if I can stumble my way through and reach a certain level of freedom, then I know everybody else can. And so, the guidance part was really pretty much the first half of the book. If you look at it, it's kind of how to think about what you're doing, it's the stuff we just talked about. It's kind of getting your mind in the right place. It's not an Eckhart Tolle book, it's not about getting outside yourself and all that. It's just, here's how to think about stuff. Because most of the successful people I know, that's how they think. They work hard on how they think and the various facets of their lives, of which money is one sliver of the facets of their lives. So I think that's my favorite part is kind of how to think about what wealth means to you, and maybe showing some of the mistakes I made, which was, that's where we get our lessons. So
yeah. Awesome book. It's a bestseller. And finally, I would how do people get in contact with you? You have a blog also to whydoctorsdontgetrich, and also to wonderful book also to how do people get a copy. Can you tell my audience how people can reach you and also be able to talk with you or get a copy of the book?
You bet. So book's easy. You just go to Amazon and type in "Why Doctors Don't Get Rich" or my name or something, and then and it's I tell folks I don't make any money off this thing. If you try to make money writing books, that's not what it's not why this was written, and there ain't no money. But so it won't change my life, but it might change yours. I've had some books I've read that have changed the trajectory of my life. So just go to Amazon, and then websites richdoctor.com. And I tell you, I always ask if anybody's actually read the book, and it sparked something that changed their life, or hey, maybe if they just didn't like the book and have a comment, I'm cool. If they could just send an email to hello@richdoctor.com, I'll get that email.
Awesome. Dr. Tom Barnes, it's been a ton of value today in my show, Commercial Property Club. Thank you for adding value, and thank you for all you do also too. And honestly, it's been an honor to have you on my show today. And as we come to an end, do you have any other thing to talk about before we wrap it up, sir?
Like I said, I'll just reiterate, you can do this. It's it's kind of a marathon, or it seems like that at the start, but Peter Drucker says we overestimate what we can do in 1 year, and we underestimate what we can do in 5 years. I could promise you that compounding's magic, and if you keep adding to your sort of freedom stash and your passive income, you'll start noticing some changes, and you don't have to cover all your expenses. Just a little bit of passive income takes a little pressure off, makes you smile a little bit more, and lets you go to the next stage. So do it one bite at a time. You'll get there faster than you think.